of all, let's change the word a bit from saying, can it be late? Because when we use the word late, it means that we're trying to pass verdicts. Like, it's late, it's gone, it's over. So we can't say, is it possible to find it later in life? And the truth is, yes, it's possible to understand your life's purpose later in life. It's possible to understand that this is what your true calling is later in life. That's the truth. But the danger there is the fact that by when you understand it, you've gone far. Now, it's easy to say, oh, when anybody wakes up is your money, right? You can achieve success at any age, at any time, depending on the effort you put in, depending on the work and the sacrifices you're willing to make. But the truth is, in reality, we have limits like age. You know, there are opportunities you can't access, awards and scholarships that you can't have access to because they say, oh, we want people from 25 to 30.
Yeah.
We want people from 40 to this. So the truth is, even though we have the mindset that, yes, you can do anything you want to do, you can get to anywhere you want to get to in life, but the truth remains, there's a limit. Age is a limit because at some point, there are things you can't do because of age. The second fact is the problem of going so far on the wrong lane. Now, I was on fire when Jim Ike was explaining and sharing his story because his story was so real and something I could actually relate with. There are situations where we've gone so far on a borrowed lane. What we think is the in thing. What we think is, I think I can do this, and you're doing it. Just like he was explaining, he said his management was trying to project a certain field for him or a certain brand personality that doesn't resonate with him. And this is a situation where we see people going far on a borrowed lane. Now, by the time you get to that point, it's making you money, amazing. You know, you're making the money, it feels good. But there's this thing God has placed within us, inside of us, that keeps yearning for more, that keeps asking you, is that all there is? And it was at that point that he had to take his step back. So when he was talking about, you asked, he said, is it possible to stumble on your purpose? The answer is yes. Actually, we have three ways of understanding our life's purpose. I'm a child of God, I'm a Christian. So number one, I believe God can speak to you. But one thing amazing about God, when God speaks to you about your purpose is, he tells you the end. Most times he doesn't tell you the steps. He doesn't give you all the details. He told Abraham, he said, I'm going to make you the father of many nations. He didn't tell Abraham that I'm going to start with one. At some point, I'm going to want you to sacrifice the one that I've given to you, all the things that it has to do with getting to that purpose. But God tells you the destination. That's one. But that, apart from God speaking to us, the second part is the DIY, like he mentioned. A situation where you want to try out things, you want to try out ideas, you want to stumble on it. That's the path that most of us take. I went through that path. I was in that part, I was trying out things. I had skills. I started my brand from fascinator making, hat making. By the way, I'm born and bred in Owerri and I live in Owerri, and I started my brand here. And one of the things that happened is when I got out of the university, got married, had promises, they were so promising enough, and I felt I was going to get a job as a medical lab scientist, and I felt I had good result, I had connection, I had people who I could talk to. And by the time I had stayed at home for a year and two, and I saw it wasn't working, and I had to start asking myself, what else do I do? So it got me into learning a skill on how to make fascinators. I started off that brand, and I started selling it online. It was working for me, started getting orders from just beyond Nigeria and all the parts of the world. People were calling to buy my fascinator from the comfort of my home in Amaka here, not somewhere else. And it got to that point that I started also teaching other people how to leverage the digital skills to sell their skills, sell their knowledge, and get that global relevance, just like she was saying. And at some point where I was making money, that feeling was there. Is that all? Is it all there is to me? Now, it was at this point that my brand started evolving. It was at this point I started evolving. I was already on the DIY path trying to find who I am, because now that nudge is there. I'm feeling, what else? What else? Even though I'm making money, I still feel there's something that is lacking. And in the process...
Sorry, if I may cut in, you were making money, yeah, and somehow making too much money became a problem.
It wasn't making too much money that was the problem, no. It was the fact that making money, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But that emptiness is something God drops in you, because there's a role he has called you to play outside money, not just making money.
Thank you.
And that's where you get to have people who are making so much money, but where they are, they still tell you that, oh, I still feel empty. You heard Jim Ike. He had to take a break away from that. That brings us to the third step, and that is working with an expert. Now, when we work with an expert, I had to go and work with an expert who is a life purpose coach. I don't, some of you might know him, Peterson, Coach Peterson. Now, he walked me through a 1 hour 30-minute session. And by the time we're done, I got to realize that at the core of my message, at the core of who I am, not minding what I end up doing in life, the core assignment is for me to help empower people and inspire people. That is at the core of who I am. So the role is this. When you work with an expert, you get that confidence and confirmation of what God has called you to do, your assignment. Now, the strategy is to bring your skill, which is a tool, and use it to create that brand that makes you money, not just money, but also helps you to fulfill purpose. And that's a perfect place to be.
Someone give it up for goodness, Ben.